sleepless nights I lay awake, thinking about the future while you lie in bed. I'm getting
Alright everybody, welcome to the Comments from the Peanut Gallery podcast. I'm your host Jordan Kurtz. I'm here right now with my man, the OG of the crew, Mr. Jordan Tappernap Titoni. How you doing, my man?
Doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. It's a beautiful day today. Thank you so much for taking your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Jordan is a very special person to me. Jordan, thank you. Like I say, it's always a pleasure whenever we get to do any of this sort of stuff, because without you, none of this would have ever been possible.
Well, I don't know if I can take that much credit, but I'm happy to open any door I can, for sure.
Like I say, I'm always forever grateful with that. But, before we kind of kick into things, how about you let everybody know where they can follow you? You've got a big fight coming up on Fight Pass here in a couple of weeks. Let people know where they can follow you.
Yeah, like you said, I'm fighting May 17th for CFFC in Atlantic City. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, just at Jordan Titoni. Simple enough.
Fair enough, man. Hold on real quick. Is your tank top on backwards?
No, it just looks like that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I mean, figure that out as while we were starting.
Yeah.
My bad, folks. Like I say, want to make sure my man is fresh. Just didn't want that to be the thing that comes up. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
But so what as far as sponsors, anybody like that you want to throw out and mention?
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, Comments from the Peanut Gallery's had my back for some time now. Actually, it just popped up on my Facebook memories, the 1 year anniversary of you being my sponsor, so that's sweet. My first ever sponsor, Turp House, and then just joined forces with another sponsor, Vapor Source.
Nice.
So great to have them in my corner. And then always I got to shout out Factory X and Landau Performance for everything they do in my training and everything like that. And then my manager, Jim Walters, ASTR Management, good stuff.
Shout out to ASTR Sports Management. Help put everything together for this. For this podcast, getting together ahead of your fight coming up on Fight Pass.
Yeah.
Is this your first time fighting on the East Coast?
It is. I've actually never been further east than Chicago, so I'm pretty excited to go and see that part of the country. And there's a lot of fight tradition there on that side of the country, so I'm excited to just have a little part of that.
Especially at the Hard Rock in Atlantic City. There's been a lot of in Atlantic City in general. There's been a lot of fights throughout history. That's got to be an awesome thing.
It is a great feeling to just spread around and get to see the world a little bit and experience that for myself. It's a nice little reward.
Oh yeah. No, I can only imagine that. You train so hard that's got to be one of the fringe benefits that you do get to have in this game is traveling to see some cool places.
Absolutely, that's been one of my main goals. Actually, is to use fighting to travel a little bit. Hopefully I'll get out of the country soon, so we'll see what's up.
Yeah, definitely. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not go get to see some, cool place in the world? Maybe someplace nice, tropical, a little beach in the mix, something like that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Do a little snorkeling, scuba diving. Who knows? Have some fun.
Yep. Well, I'm sure it's probably a little bit better than going somewhere, like Russia in the dead of winter.
Yeah, well, and I do, I snorkel here in the freshwater, and it's cold and not that fun, so
yeah. If
I could do it somewhere tropical, that'd be nice.
Right. Have you gotten out yet this year?
No, not yet. I was thinking after my fight, I'd take my first trip out there and get in the water.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still too cold or not.
Yeah.
Maybe in April.
The water stays cold for a while, for sure, yeah.
No, I can only imagine with that. Oof.
Yeah, it's nippy.
I've started to see a lot more and more, just in general, people like boat fishing and all that across the board. Whether it's offshore to on boats, spear gun, underwater, just in general, that side of of sport fishing has really kind of taken off in the last little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not really sure why that is. The reason I did it is I love fishing and being outdoors. The problem, I was no good at it with the rod and reel, so I figured I could shoot a few more fish than I could catch. So and it's worked out for me. So that's why I did it. But it's a lot of fun. So I can see the appeal for people. Why they chose to do it, I have no idea.
Yeah. I just always think of it every time the lay and pray.
Yeah, that's the best technique, baby. Lay
Yep.
and pray.
Yep, lay and pray. I think of that all the time when I see these videos. It just takes me back to the first podcast that we did.
Yeah, that's funny. Way back.
Yep. But at the same time, like, it doesn't necessarily feel like it was that long, but time just has a way of, just racing forward.
Absolutely. Especially in this game where you're training every day or, working every day, doing something, trying to get better. So your time's definitely used up one way or another.
Because that was before the Paramount fight.
Yeah, it was. Just before that one, That's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. What is it like having that much of a layoff, from your last fight in October?
Unfortunately, it's nothing new. From breaking my arm twice in 10 months and, being laid off for that and, other injuries and, just life things, it's part of the game of having to step away or, having a long time in between fights. It's just part of it. So I'm pretty used to it. I don't love it by any means, but I just continue to train hard every day like I do always. Whether I have a fight or not, I train the same, 6 days a week, everything I got. So, not having a fight, I just get to focus on the enjoyment of training instead of the killing myself aspect, you could say. Not that I don't enjoy training always, which I do, I definitely do. So, but yeah, you definitely get to just savor the moment a little more, I guess, with training when you don't have a fight lined up. So I don't mind it, but I prefer to stay active, but I really enjoy training.
We've always talked about this, like you are a complete mixed just martial artist, period. Not even necessarily to say mixed martial, but just a martial artist in the sense of very disciplined, very much on the honor side of things. That's just kind of your entire lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of the way I came up, the way I was raised, and the way my influences would behave themselves, and so I take that very seriously to fight with honor and respect those who also are dedicating to their life to the sport that I love so much. So I have nothing but respect for my opponents, present, past, or future, and especially my teammates. I just love the hell out of them because they're here every day with me doing it, and I can't ask for a better group of guys. So I'm a very fortunate dude. That's all I have to say really about that. I'm just so happy.
Well, I mean, you're definitely very highly respected within your peer circle as well here at Factory X, being elected a team captain. How does that feel to have that sort of recognition amongst those that you're interacting with every single day to have, been a chosen leader?
It's an honor. It's an honor, and I take it extremely seriously. For those guys who, put my name in the mix for being a team captain, I intend to return that show of faith by taking my job very seriously and doing everything I can to be a good leader, a teammate, and just help them with anything that they could ever need. I tell many of my teammates if they ever need anything, they can call on me. I'll do what I can for them. I can't do everything, but I'll do what I can. So, yeah, it's a huge honor, and I'm just really humbled to have been selected to be a captain for sure.
Well, I mean, you definitely deserve it. I'm biased because I fucking love you, but I also feel like though it's something that is a true representation of everything that you just said. You come in every day and you bust your ass. you work hard, you go through the grind sessions that some people maybe don't want to go through, that extra wrestling workout or something like that, and you're putting in that time. So I think that it's something that you earned it. So I mean, I love seeing that you were recognized amongst your peers for that.
Yeah, thank you. It's a great feeling of acknowledgement from them, especially to receive that. So yeah, I couldn't have gotten that acknowledgement from anyone else and been as happy about it. So I want their respect more than anyone in the world. Absolutely.
Well, with that being said, you've been a long-standing fixture here at Factory X. From especially I believe it was within the last couple of days, but Ian Heinisch posted a picture of a throwback of the old training group here from years and years ago. So I mean, you've seen every different wave of expansion, growth, all of that's came along here at Factory X. Now with the recent construction, now that we're sitting in part of the benefits of that construction in all of those years. How does that feel to have seen just the growth, the progression? I mean, obviously out there right now, there's a certain level of celebrity that's kind of came along here too, being that you have guys like Von Miller, Derek Wolf, all those guys training right now with Coach. Like, that's got to be something that's cool to have seen the growth.
Honestly, that's the best feeling of gratification I could get here is my team's elevation, whether it be in the media spotlight or their facilities or whatever. Just being a part of that is really what's the most important thing to me. Obviously, I'm concerned with my own career and getting better, but I love being part of a team that's diligent and focused and works hard and works to earn everything they get. They don't think they deserve it. They earn it all. So, and to be here from the beginning and see it all come and go, it really does fill you with a sense of pride to just have been here and see it and be a part of it. And every time we did construction, I made sure I was here when we were pulling stuff down or laying down new mats. I wouldn't miss that for the world, because to me that's part of giving back and being a part of this team and helping it grow. So the spotlight we've gotten in the last year or so, I think we've earned it, and we've been at that level the whole time. People are just starting to notice now, and I'm super happy that my team is finally getting that level of credit that they deserve. Because I absolutely believe we're the best team in the world, and I think the numbers are going to show it this year.
Oh, they're definitely off to a great start so far in 2019 with that, and also just to kind of add to what you said right there, it's almost became like a destination gym for people who are in a transition or transplant from camp to camp in that sort of scenario. We've had within the last couple of months, guys like Jonathan Martinez, who has came out for his first camp here at Factory X, to Thomas Gifford, to with his last couple of camps, Court McGee's, those sorts of guys out there.
Absolutely.
That's got to be gratifying to know that you're part of why they're here. Like, they're coming here to get that work that you help provide.
Yeah, I mean, I never really look at it like that. I don't say like, I've never thought of like them being a part of my hard work or anything, or any of the benefits of Factory X being a part of my work. But I guess, I mean, I'm always here, and I'm always willing to do what I can, and I just love that like guys on that level who need a home, maybe they're at a hole-in-the-wall gym that they've been at for the last 10 years, with training with 6 guys, but they need a little something extra to help step their game up towards the end of their career or whatever, or the beginning even, and, I'm super excited that we're the gym that can provide that next level for them, and I'm very happy that it's bringing more people in to get that high-level training, because it just brings more training partners for me, and they're not just coming in here not knowing anything either. They're very talented guys who also bring something to the table. I've learned a lot from Court McGee. I learned just from watching guys like Thomas or Luigi. Um, they're vets for a
Tony
reason.
Steeman, I forgot-
Yeah,
forgot to
exactly.
mention
The
him,
list,
yeah.
it just goes on and on. So every week there's a new guy to learn from and to also try to help him progress his game. And so it's a really fun experience.
Yeah, definitely. So something that I wanted to ask you about, because we've talked about it on here before, just because you have the kind of the cool TJ story. What is your thoughts on of TJ Poppin and that entire scenario?
You know, I think it's lame, obviously. As someone who's never injected anything or done anything stupid like that, I just think it's a weakness, like it's a mental weakness that you don't need. But, I respect TJ. He's a great athlete. Sorry that he cheated, but I don't condone it at all. I don't think anyone should do it. Anyone has any reason to do it, Whatever, live your life, but in my opinion, just be you, be natural, go kick ass, tear heads off. But, I still respect him, and, I hope I get a chance to train with him again, maybe, and look forward to seeing his comeback, definitely.
So interesting to say, so you would be open to training with him and going again with him in that way, because there's been a lot of guys out there who have stated that they would want nothing to do with him now that they know that he's been used and all that sort of thing. So, like I say, just interesting hearing everybody's different perspective.
Yeah, how many guys have you mixed it up with that you didn't know that they were on the sauce or whatever?
Right.
Who cares? And to me, like, once I know you've crossed that line, I've got a mental edge on you. Like, I know you can be broken. It's basically the way I look at it. So,
That's
not that
why I love you, Jordan.
Yeah.
You're a fucking warrior.
So yeah, I'll just break their ass, and then that'll be that. Like, all those motherfuckers think it's gonna help, but it's just weakening you.
Yeah.
Your body's amazing. Just let it be amazing.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. So part of another story of, just to add to the lore of the warrior that is this man right here. So there's happened to be just so for privacy reasons I won't mention him, but there was an NFL lineman that was in here doing a training session, and he was hitting pads, he was doing some kicking, he was going at the bag, and everybody's like, man, that's a big boy, that's it, and then Jordan's sitting there. He's about to get tired. Then I fuck him up. And so just like, oh my God. Like, well, that is why you are you. That's what makes you you.
I guess so. Yeah. Size never impressed me. I've fucked up enough big guys to not be worried about it, so you do have to respect size and strength, but there's definitely a way to beat it, in my head.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the truth there. But like I say, just everybody else is just sitting there like oh my God, like kind of like jaw dropped, like that is a massive human being, and Jordan's sitting there. I just wait about another 30 seconds and he's done.
Yeah, I always have to like calculate how I'd whoop somebody,
I don't expect anything less.
Yeah. The thing is, I do it with big guys, small guys, young guys, old guys, women, children. Like, I'll size you all up in case you want to get froggy. I'm ready.
I can't blame you.
Yeah.
Like that. You are who you are for a reason. Is that something that in like any room that you go into, like anywhere, you always kind of have that
Yeah.
map in your head of if
I
shit
do.
hit the fan, like what's your first move, what's your first go?
Honestly, it's ever since I started fighting, man. I walk into a room and I immediately think I'm the toughest motherfucker in this room. Like, it's a great feeling to think that. And then there's always one dude who looks at me like, oh, you think so? And then I'm like, then it goes into my head like, all right, well, we could do this, but then I'm gonna double leg sweep you onto your dome, and you're gonna catch some bows to your nose piece, is the way I think about it. But it's just a little fun thing I do in my head, I guess. I don't ever like have the intention to hurt anyone or anything, but I do like feeling like the baddest dude in a room for sure, though.
I mean, it's like controlled chaos, essentially.
Absolutely.
In a way, like you know where it can go, and you know what you're capable of, but it's keeping that harness on the range.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the beast's always there, you know. If
Right.
you ignore him, he can break out of the cage, you know. But if you like hold on to that leash and just let him run a little bit, he can control it. It's the kind of the way I look at it. So.
Yeah. I had a good talk with Mini Hunt about that. About like sometimes every day is a fight too. For someone who has that ability to just that fast twitch, that immediate, that reactive nature, it's hard to turn it off.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who search their entire career to figure out how to turn it on. But for those who have no problem with it, it's a problem of can you turn it off?
Exactly. That's one lesson. I know we've talked about it in the past, but that's one thing I've worked very, very hard on. And I think I've come a long way on that aspect. So that's one thing that makes me proud. Yeah, and in many cases, Mini Hunt's case, he's just that full. He can flip the switch at any second. That's what makes him great. He's an amazing fighter because he's a lunatic. And we love watching it. Everyone who sees him fight is like, wow, that's amazing. It was the best fight I ever saw. So, but for someone like him or me, you definitely need to learn to keep the reins on it when you're not in the cage for sure. 'Cause otherwise, it gets you into trouble.
Yeah, it definitely can. I love that he growls even when just like showing moves, just like demoing stuff.
I love that dude. Man.
We were at the fights in Nebraska a few weeks back. Him and Caruso were in the hotel, like showing like the sequence, showing Austin the sequence of what happened in his fight, and man, and then the people in there that like didn't know, like so were kind of like, what the fuck is he doing? Is he growling?
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, like that's what he does.
That's
like he just
Hunt,
he growls, and then yeah. So and even after that being brought up, so that it was something that was not like I could understand subconscious whatever, like you just kind of naturally start doing it, but after it was brought up, you just continued so it's just like that's awesome. I love it. Like that's just natural.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how you know it's authentic. That's how you know it's just an organic experience with it.
Most are with Mini Hunt. He's not fronting too often.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. No. Well, we were talking about how one of the times where we just both happened to be back down in Pueblo. It was after Selena's fight in the fall.
Yeah.
And everybody goes their separate ways after the fights. Goes and does whatever, and it's probably around like 12:30, 1 o'clock, whatever. And so I was getting hungry. Where do people in Pueblo go?
Adolfo's.
Yes, I walk into Adolfo's, and who's sitting there?
Mini Hunt.
Yep.
The funny thing is, you missed me by like 15 minutes probably because I was there right before that.
Oh man, we would have had our little party right then and there. Yeah, because that was right before his Combate Americas fight.
Yeah.
Yep. And so he just had a little taco because he was cutting, but yep.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, that's a small world in that regard. That
It's Pueblo for you.
Kind of where we all end up. Yep. Exactly. Yep. So Jordan, is there anything that that throughout these last couple of months that you've really kind of found out about yourself during this kind of this downtime from the last fight, especially with some of the adversity that I'm biased as it gets. I'm as biased as it's always going to get, especially toward you guys. I'm always going to cheer you on, and I'm always going to think no matter what that you're the top. But I legitimately think you won that fight. There's no way in hell, especially after rewatching it multiple times, do I see any way that fight was not yours.
Yeah.
But how has that kind of shaped your journey to this point?
It's definitely had a strong effect on my mental state as far as how I approach training and fighting. It was a hard pill to swallow, man. I watched that fight, at least once a week for 2 months, and just critiqued it. But it's made me, the main thing it's made me do is just be proud of who I am, be proud of how I fight, and make me want to just be me to the maximum, I think the one thing I can say about my performance is that in that fight is I was a little too hesitant. I didn't pull the trigger enough, and that's just not who I am. It never has been. And some of that came from just trying to control my temper and be a smart fighter. But I think I went too far into the other direction. So for me, it's helped me just realize that I'm a great fighter, and I can go as far as I want to with it if I can just fight my fight and fight intelligently, and put people in the cooker and see how long they last. I have a strong belief that if I fight a great round, a great 5 minutes, no one can last 5 minutes with me. That's just the way I feel about it. But so yeah, I mean, I don't think that kid should have made it into the third round. Respect to Jesse. He's a nice enough guy, and he's a good competitor. But he's got to be able to admit that I got hosed on that fight, and he didn't deserve that victory. Which can't be easy to do, but I think a man would be able to say that, because you don't get sat down in a fight and still win the fight. It doesn't work like that. So, and never do anything dominant in a whole fight. And expect to have a victory. So, but I've just learned to.
And unanimous on one of the judges.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
It's been hard, but it's made me just enjoy the game, enjoy the fight, not worry about other people's opinions, outside opinions of my performance. It's all about what I think and what my coaches think and my teammates think. That's what matters to me, not what anyone else says, whether they're a judge or not. So I fought a great fight. Next time I'll fight even better, and I'm gonna pull that trigger and really fucking ruin someone's day.
Oh, I can't wait to watch, man. I had to boot, scoot, and boogie out of the spot where I was sitting at your last fight pretty quick, because when they announced that first judge's score, like when they announced it 30-27, I thought, hands down, like no doubt that it was definitely you.
Yeah.
Then when they announced him, I said, oh, bullshit.
Yeah.
But we were in Santa Fe fighting, you were going up against a guy from Santa Fe, and I am the one person in my entire section that was for us.
Yeah.
And so I say that, and I just immediately see like all the heads turn and like eyes point to me as soon as I say, oh, bullshit. Like, oh, fuck. Yep, I need to find the rest of the people here for us. Gotta find your family, and let's get the fuck out of here.
The one good thing I will say about New Mexico and Jess Martinez's fans is many of them came up to me after that fight and said I got robbed. So they had the humility to admit that I was wronged, and so I appreciated that. But yeah, I mean, that was just a motherfucker of a day.
I mean, and this is no bullshit for everyone. I don't know how close up on the face that you'll be able to see in the display from here, but your face is more marked up right now from a training session than it was after that fight, after 15 minutes of a fight.
Yeah, we've been getting after it the last couple of weeks, man. We've been just going. We've been working a lot of wrestling, so I've been getting a little bruised up, but I don't mind it at all.
No, I mean, you can't at all. But, like I say, that's just to illustrate how little damage you actually took in that contest.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a picture up on your social media of you and your girl right after that at the casino.
Yeah.
And it's like, your caption, I believe, is something along those lines. Does this look like the face of someone who just got done with a 15-minute fight?
Yeah. No, that's
Like,
exactly what I said. Yeah, I know. So, whatever. If I ever get a chance to run that one back again, better believe it'll go the right way.
Oh yeah, definitely. But so as far as with this coming up and tying in, is there anything that we haven't covered so far that you want to get out there to your fans, to the people out there watching who may be tuning in? You're going to get to see a whole new market.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I would say is, just look for my name in the future. I'm not going anywhere, and I plan to make waves. I love this game with all my heart, and I've given my life to it, and I know it's going to give me something back real soon. And I don't think you want to miss it when it happens, because it's going to be spectacular.
Dude, I cannot wait to see how this continues to, open up and progress for you. Like I say, I'm biased because I want to see you do well, no matter what. That's just my personal adage to it. I always want to see you do well, no matter what it is. I mean, you can go out there and fight a goddamn squirrel on the sidewalk, and I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna be hoping that you win. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Yeah, so like I said, I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time to come on the podcast today, update us with how everything's been going the last couple of months, and just always a pleasure to have the conversation on here with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Always fun to spend some time with you and just chat it out, whether on the podcast or not. So,
oh, yeah.
Love you, bro.
Absolutely, man, dude. We got to go back and get some of that Asian Cajun again.
Oh yeah,
sometime
for
soon.
sure. It was fire.
I mean, this is a non-paid plug out there. Anybody in the Denver area, get yourself to Asian Cajun.
Try it out one time.
Don't go there in some shit that you're worried about getting messy, but I promise you, it is gonna be absolutely phenomenal. You will not be disappointed.
Fire,
I promise that. But so just real quick on the outro, I want to throw a quick couple of shout outs. Definitely want to throw the shout out here to Factory X. Also want to throw the shout out to Lion League Music. My man Suave, thank you so much for all the music that you always help us out with for all the productions. And want to also say, in addition to Jordan's fight at CFFC on May 17th.
Yep.
On May 17th, there is also going to be the LFA Vail show that's coming up on May 3rd, featuring a bunch of teammates here at Factory X. So that's Brandon Royval right there, going to be the main event. So please make sure that you mark your calendars down for both of those. Jordan will be available to see on Fight Pass. The LFA show will be available on Access TV. We are Comments from the Peanut Gallery. If you go to www.cftpg.com, you can check all of our merchandise that we have available, as well as all of the different media that we've put out, from the podcast to the Road 2 series. Please show your support. Want to definitely say thank you to the rest of the team that's out there. And if you type in the promo code TAP or NAP at the checkout, it's going to get you a nice little discount from my man Jordan Titoni here. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you, Jordan, for taking the time.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Sleepless nights I lay awake, thinking about the future while you lie in bed. I'm getting cake, rolling loud Buddha. They ain't enough hours in the day to do what I'm doing. Make felony music so criminals can't get high to it. We ride to it and fly through the sky, moving at light speed, so don't blink, you might lose this spaceship. We ride in that fly shit. You couldn't try this way of living, you die quick. No chance of sleep, I'm wide awake on this night, rolling up my loud in hopes it'll help lower my eyes. Dilated, now I'm faded, mouth real dry. See some Hennessy to wet my tongue, feel real nice. Looking for a baddie, come to bed with me, open the thighs. Let her rub my back as I'm blowing pack, finish the night. Roll big trees, fat sticks, that's a lot of lumber. Sipping mixed drinks, blowing sweet till I achieve slumber. Yeah.